Hi, Oscar. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Nice. Yeah, hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be here for the Oscar Festival in Lagos. Today I will share with you CNO, the Cloud Native Onboarding Platform, which is our newest innovation at the OpenIT, and it is also a contribution to open source of the tech African community. So, which means CNO is built right here in Africa. So before starting the presentation, I just have three questions. Who is a developer there? A developer. Okay. Okay. Who is a DevOps or S3 engineer? Okay. Oh, guys, you don't help me. So, okay. Who know Kubernetes? Who know Kubernetes? Okay. Okay. So, I'm from Senegal. You can hear it from my voice. Since a very young age, I always want to be very good at technology and to try to find a way to help and empower all my African brothers and sisters to put Africa on the map of the world of technology. So I start being very active in open source in 2015, and my first contribution. So my first contribution to an open source project was with the Docker project to introduce stateful volumes to Docker with the Flocker driver. So then I start to help large companies to adopt Kubernetes. So most of the use cases of these companies are related to innovation speed. So most of the use cases were like, okay, how can I deploy faster? So how can I have an idea, develop it, and also, release it to the market? So after helping a lot of companies to adopt Kubernetes, I come to a general conclusion, which is most of the time, these companies are not having, the innovation speed that they expected with Kubernetes. So this is a general problem. So then I start to find, okay, what's the problem there? So, and then we know we highlight the problem. So the problem that is most of the time you have IT teams. It can be S3 DevOps or security teams that are adopting the new technology, but they just adopt it and that's it. The others teams are not onboarded. So which means you have a gap between the IT team that are adopting this technology very well and the rest of the organization. So you have the product owners, the developers, and even the business the business teams. Most of the time, for example, like marketing teams, you have their own loop of innovation, and the technical side also have their own loop, which is a huge gap. So then, to solve this problem, we build CNO. So CNO will help any company, mostly large companies, when they're adopting, this technology to speed faster. CNO will help them to have a real innovation loop. So from the business, project owners, developers, tech team, even marketing teams, every team is involved, on this innovation speed with Kubernetes. So with CNO, any large company implementing Kubernetes to go faster normally can do it. So So now, let's see how CNO does it. At first, you have what we call CNO Hub. CNO Hub, if it's something like a hub of a Docker hub of Kubernetes clusters. So yeah, CNO Hub, yeah, it's something like a hub of Kubernetes cluster. I think if you are a developer or you know containers, I think the explanation will make sense. So from CNO Hub, you can add all the cluster. Sorry. Thank you. So from CNO Hub, you can centralize the management of all your Kubernetes cluster from any cloud. It can be on AWS, on Azure, on GCP, on-prem, on your own data center. CNO Hub will help your DevOps or SRE team to centralize the management so they can focus on tasks that have more value for the company. So yeah, after centralizing the management of their all Kubernetes cluster from any cloud, now the second feature that comes with CNO is the CNO onboard. So this feature is very important, and that's the feature that now will allow any company to innovate with Kubernetes. So with CNO onboard, any company can onboard all the teams. Any company can onboard all the project, the developer working on this project. Also, with CNO onboard, for example, a project manager or a project owner can define its own project and say, okay, I have this project, I have these developers or the admins, and also, I want a total amount of CPU or memory or storage, and also, my project will have two environments. For example, we'll have a development environment and a production environment. So, yeah, the project owner can define all that, and after you click on the button, and all the developers will have access to deploy to Kubernetes. The admin will have access to monitor this application, extra. So let me show you briefly how CNO onboard works. At first, we have CNO CTL. CNO CTL will help you to do anything you want with CNO. For example, if you want to install CNO, the only thing you need, is CNO install. So you just need a Kubernetes cluster, and that's it. The CNO CTL will help you to install CNO there. And after that, if CNO is installed, now you can log in to CNO. It looks like this. So you can add all your cloud providers. For example, here, I have two cloud providers. I have AWS and Azure. You can add, if you have, for example, Google Cloud, you can add it also. And then from CNO Hub, you can register all your Kubernetes cluster from this cloud provider and centralize the management. So that's the CNO Hub. And the onboard path look like this. For example, here I create the OSCAR project. And if you see in the OSCAR project, I have two environments. One environment is targeting Azure, a cluster in Microsoft Azure. Another one also targeting a cluster on Microsoft Azure. And also you have all the team there. And if you have a new developer, rather than giving them all the access on any cloud, you don't need that. You just need to give them access to CNO, and that's it. So the last feature that I want to show you is the CNO CD. So in 2022, we know it. So any company have DevOps team, and any company, after the feature developed by the developer can automatically build an artifact, for example, a Docker image. But in 2022, the company are not able, to have a real continuous deployment, okay? For example, to development, to production. So to solve that, we create CNO Deploy. CNO Deploy will help any company to experiment this feature with, for example, Canary, Blue Grid, and AB testing advanced strategies. Okay? So yeah, we don't have time to go deep on more deep on that, but so yeah, okay. At the end of the presentation, I will give you a link, and then if you want to see more, I can show you, or my team and I will be happy to show you. So, to summarize, CNO, you have at first an AIM for Mighty Cloud. So, which means all your team members in the company need just to log in to CNO, and that's it. So they don't need to log into AWS, XR, just CNO, okay? And after that, all the team and project can be on board through CNO on board. And then, for any application deployed on all these environment, you can experiment a real continuous deployment. So, the roadmap. So we start building the MVP November 2019, and then at the moment we have some large companies using CNO to innovate faster, and the next month we will release it to a sandbox. It will be public, so I share with you this QR code. You can take a picture of that if you wanna, if you wanna see a demo, or if you wanna contribute to CNO. My team and I will be happy to welcome you on that. So thank you very much.